Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by 3Chi and Barstool Sports. I am your host, Robbie Fox, along with my co-host, Clem, to discuss a very special episode of Ahsoka today. After, however many years Star Wars has been around, since 1977, we've been visiting a galaxy far, far away a long time ago. And this week we visited another galaxy. Now it's galaxies far, far away, Clem. We're in this new world. How are you feeling as the non-Rebels fan? Because this episode is another one of those where there was a lot, if you didn't know the prior context.
I'm very proud. I am a Rebels virgin for moments like this because I was swimming in it. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of other people listening and watching that are swimming in it as well. So don't worry, people. You guys are just as clueless as I am. I'm even more clueless than you because my brain is crap. So don't worry. There's two levels of podcasting going on here. We have the expert side with Robbie. We have the rookie side with me, and we're going to get through it together. Some stuff was a little like, whoa. But again, I've dabbled in the sci-fi genre enough. I can understand a good witch when I see a witch. My question is this. Is this galaxy we're now far, far, far away? Or is it just far away? Did we lose a far or did we gain a far? Because I feel like it was a farness either added or subtracted based on the amount of hyperspace we were doing there.
Definitely. I feel like you want to add a far and not picture this being closer to Earth. Earth is weird to even imagine in the Star Wars universe, in the Star Wars galaxy. I'm going to add a far with this one. I'm going to say we're far, far, far away.
Yeah, I think space whales. I want to think space whales being real is a little further from our reality than closer, because then it's just like, what the fuck? And then my brain starts to hurt, all this kind of stuff. Earth really is, like, all things considered, the missionary position of planets when you're comparing it to some of the shit we just saw in the last episode. So yeah, I just want everyone to know that's, not a Rebels watcher. You're not alone. It's not your fault. We're in this together.
It's not your fault. You hit the Goodwill Hunting on him.
Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I was referencing, Bob. Good work.
Now, we'll obviously get into this a lot more in depth when we break down the whole episode, but just general thoughts on Grand Admiral Thrawn. This was his very first episode in live action, and we actually got a lot of him, a lot more than I thought we were going to get of him, which I was very happy about. How did you feel about his introduction to the live action Star Wars galaxy?
So the good thing about Thrawn is not only have I had just heard stories about him, but I've also had the last month and a half or whatever to kind of pump the brakes, get the background on him, learn what he is. And you guys keep saying he's like a great tactician, military mind and stuff like that. I kind of was like, I ain't getting some cool ass Vader shit coming my way. And I imagine when this guy's in action, there's going to be some cool, fun stuff. I think he kind of got a little hint of it maybe this episode, but there's going to be more of that. And that I do get excited about. I think in Thrones, for example, you could have like a militaristic mind. That could be very fun. So I'll tell you, if I was going in straight dumb Star Wars fan, just going like, let's get some fucking double lightsaber horns coming out of his head. Basically, Darth Maul was like
Darth
the perfect,
Maul, yeah.
Darth Maul was the perfect Star Wars wet dream, and they killed the fucking guy before the first movie even ended. So I have to say he's cool looking. Came out better than I expected in the live action, which again they did that with Cad Bane, so they went 2 for 2 with that from what I can gather in terms of hyped cartoon characters. But you guys have also helped me pump the brakes here, and I think we're going to get better versions of him as the veteran of the Star Wars animated series and stuff. How do you feel like he was portrayed on screen? How do you think he looks? How do you think do you think that they did a good translation? Because they've done a pretty knock-up job, it sounds like, from everything else we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think casting the voice actor as the live action actor, Lars Mikkelsen, I think that was brilliant. I think his chilling delivery of all these lines translated perfectly. The way he's talking to Sabine in this, the way he's even talking to Elsbeth and the Night Mothers at the end. There were a few lines that just had some weight on them where I was like, oh, damn, this is Thrawn. This is the Thrawn we were promised. Look-wise, it's going to take me an episode or two to get over the fact that he looks like blue Elon Musk, I think. He looks so much like Elon Musk, it's crazy. And in the cartoon, I feel a little bad. They're pointing out that he was slimmer in the cartoon. They're like, Thrawn's rocking a dad bod. Pretty sure our guy Heavy Spoilers dropped that. Is that true? Yeah. Am I going to point it out? No, he's been eating well, on Peridia on that new planet. You know, the Night Sisters animating him some good ass meals. So I think the first Thrawn episode we got is a big thumbs up from me as someone that really enjoyed him from the prior stuff. And I'm overall just happy that they didn't leave this for, you know, he reveals himself at the end of the episode. We got like a full, I called this a setup episode on Twitter, and I got some people saying like, it's not a setup episode. How dare you say that it's as good as the last 2 weeks? I didn't necessarily mean it as a knock, but this episode to me very much felt like it was setting the stage for the finale and the penultimate episode, in that they gave you all the Thrawn backstory. They introduce you to the character. They reveal some motivations, give us a little bit more on Balin and Shin. But this wasn't necessarily like the big episode 5 that last week was for me.
I'm going to give you a sports reference here, but it's not what you think. Like our girl, what was her name? The chick from She-Hulk? That was the fucking
Tammy Lynn, Brandy Lynn.
It was something like that. And her name was spelled different. This episode, if you're going to call it a setup episode, I can see what you're saying. It's like volleyball. There's bump, there's set, there's spike. Last episode, we bumped. We're like, all right, we're actually getting the fuck out of here. That was the stuff that had to get in motion and make everything happen. This was the set. It's now up in the air. The spike is going to be probably the last few episodes where shit's going down, shit's getting crazy, and we're on the attack. But I do think that like there's a part of that there. It's a very important part, and I had fun with it. But I don't think by any means like you'd be like, man, that's a standalone episode I can just watch on its own. I think like last episode and this episode came together, and I think maybe there's going to be a 3-4 episode arc that comes out of it. So I mean, to Star Wars fans being unhappy about something a Star Wars fan said, that's fucking more part of this than the goddamn stars in the fucking story. So that's just a part of it. I have a take about his look as well, but should I go with it now or should I wait till we start recapping?
Let's hear it now.
I thought he was the guy who plays the T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Oh, I could see that. Who I believe was in The Mandalorian season 2, right? Wasn't he in the episode with Elsbeth?
Was he really? Fuck. Now my brain is gonna be really like, dude, you were on it. You knew he was in Star Wars. Robert Patrick is his name. I looked it up because I think there is like some diehard fans of his who'd be like, how do you not know Robert Patrick? Let's see. Is he a Mandalorian? I don't see him here.
Definitely one of James Cameron used one of his guys in The Mandalorian. I think it was him.
You know where we saw him? And I can't believe I didn't think of this before.
Is he the dad from Peacemaker?
He's the dad from Peacemaker who fucking rocks. I mean, I do not agree with what he believes in. I do not believe in what Peacemaker's dad believes in, to be clear. However, he does a hell of a bang up job being a scumbag. I just have to say that.
So who was it in that episode? Because I swear in her first episode, Morgan Elsbeth, when we get Ahsoka, she has a right-hand man in that episode who is definitely one of James Cameron's guys.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
And we definitely talked about it on the podcast. I'm sure. Listen, I won't even look it up on the podcast. I'll just let the comments flood us with it. Please flood us with that guy's name.
And I'm going to choose to believe that it is the T-1000 because that motherfucker is scary. He doesn't do a lot of stuff. He actually does some cool shit. Like if he told me Thrawn could change his body into any shape or whatever, that'd be pretty cool. But he also didn't say a word in the entire movie in Terminator 2, and he was fucking haunting. So kind of mixed the two together. I didn't realize it was the voice actor. I know they've been doing that, with some of the things here, as well as The Last of Us, where those people were getting some shine, even if it wasn't their roles. And I'm always down for that. Shout out to the voice actors.
Absolutely. So let's break down the episode. Let's get into the nitty gritty of all of it. We open the episode with Hu Yang and Ahsoka, and this is really the only Ahsoka we see. They kind of pull a Book of Boba Fett thing where they're like, this is a Sabine episode, or even last season on The Mandalorian where they gave Dr. Pershing his own episode. And I love this intro, though, with Ahsoka, where Hu Yang references stories he used to tell the kids back on the Jedi Temple, stories that came in 3 parts, a trilogy, if you will. And he starts a story with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Very meta. And the episode's title is Far, Far Away, which fits for, as I mentioned at the beginning, the first time in the Star Wars universe, at least in canon, that we're visiting a different galaxy.
Did you do the finger point, the Leo DiCaprio meme? Because that was me all the way. And going back to my Earth question, I choose to believe that his stories were about stories from Earth. Actually, no, because that would have been a long time in the future, far, far away.
True.
Right? Earth hasn't happened yet in the Star Wars. Fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe before us. Maybe he's talking dinosaurs. That's what
Oh.
I'm gonna believe. He was teaching. Breaking news. Hu Yang's stories to the Jedi Temple kids was talking about dinosaurs, T-Rexes, Brontosauruses, Raptors, whatever your favorite dinosaurs are. That's what it was. So we just cracked the case here. I guarantee no one else broke that much down. Easter eggs, dinosaurs in the Star Wars universe.
Dinosaur eggs? And then we see in hyperspace with the whales and everything, it actually looks a little different. It looks a little more colorful. It looked very cool. And even when they come out of hyperspace later on, you see more lightning coming around that ring, the Eye of Sion. Very cool visuals. The entire episode, I would say, that might have been the strongest part of the episode was its visuals. Thrawn's army, the Thrawn stuff, even the planet Peridia that they're on, the ring, all of it. Very, very cool visuals.
Again, I'm watching this on my TV that I got earlier this year, and it has looked so awesome on there. And I don't know, I don't think I really watched any of the other Star Wars or even Marvel stuff on there. And it just caused me to buy the same TV, just smaller, for my basement now. Because I'm like, I don't know. I could probably get a lot of this, at least a decent amount. It's like a really good LG OLED TV. I don't know what any of that stuff means, but people always say it's a great TV. And there might be ways to like change the settings of the other TV to make it look good. I don't know how to do that. So I'm just going to spend through the nose and just get the same TV and put it downstairs. Cause like I have to literally go upstairs and watch this upstairs, even if I'm like doing stuff down here in the basement. And I'm just like, man, this looks so fucking good. And I think it's a product of the show though. And this show, I'd say more than any of the shows this year, probably has like the coolest visuals. Mando had its moments for sure. Obi-Wan was okay, I guess. Even if you go
Andor had some good ones.
Andor had some.
Did they call that the Eye? It was something like that when all the
yes,
all the like crazy stuff was going in the sky. That was really cool.
That might look a lot better now if I watch it. I'm gonna have to go and rewatch all the things now on our TV that's actually like customized right to have like a good viewing experience. But fucking planets, man, were just so fucking cool. Just so.
You know what I just did with my TV? Me and my girlfriend, we got LED lights, like a strip that goes behind the TV. And I think eventually we're supposed to figure it out where it could change colors with the TV and stuff. Yep. We have not figured that out yet. But the mood lighting, changing it up for different shows. Ahsoka, I'll throw on orange or blue. Sopranos, I'll throw on red. If we're watching something in the snow, I'll throw on white. I actually kind of dig the mood lighting. I know some people might be like, that's trashy, Robbie, putting LED lights on your TV, but I did it and I love it.
Hey, Bob, whatever floats your boat. That is kind of a new thing that I've seen done when I was looking to hang my TVs, paying someone else to do it. I saw like they had like the, samples of their work, and I'm like, oh, they got lights behind shit now, and we do not have that. My kids will destroy all that shit before it's all said and done. But hey, man, I think there's probably some pretty cool shit. And if you ever figure out how to do it, which again, we're Barstool employees, no chance our dumb brains figure it out. We'll need someone from the basement have to come over and actually set it up for you, because there's no way we can figure that out. Maybe in the comments, someone will drop a hint for us.
I know I was cursed with bad eyes and also an interest in nerdy things, which makes everyone think I'm good at tech. I ain't good at tech. I ain't Donatello.
He's the fakest nerd ever. Fake nerd. This guy doesn't even watch animated specials. I mean, that guy hit you. He knew it, man. He called you.
He saw right through me. So we get Sabine in prison. She's being guarded and watched by Baylan. And Baylan keeps saying, like, just so you know, I'm going to stay true to my word. Like, he doesn't love that she's imprisoned even later, but he is very true to his word. That means a lot to him. They come out of hyperspace into Peridia on the Eye of Sauron. The planet has a halo of whale bones. And they mention, like, there's a lot of legends about Peridia. It's where the Night Sisters came from, and Morgan Elsbeth has been hearing about it, so she wants to go there because of that. Baylan calls it a graveyard, and based on the whale bones, it kind of looks like a graveyard.
Yeah. Bob, let's call it. That planet, confirmed metal. That's right.
Metal.
Baby. That shit was metal as fuck. I was like, oh, like a whale's graveyard. Cool, kind of like the elephant's graveyard from Lion King, which I think I was like, do not go out there past those lands, which is actually kind of funny that it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Just like I'm gonna say this too. The person who wrote this, if it's Filoni or someone else,
Filoni this week, yeah,
thought of this planet, they've thought of Lion's King Elephant Graveyard. If we ever meet Filoni, that's the first thing I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna just think, why do you wear a cowboy hat every day? But I will not ask him that. I will ask about the Elephant Graveyard instead. But when I noticed the rings were fragments of dead fucking whales, metal AF, metal as fuck, as the kids say. No, the kids say metal AF. I say metal as
Yeah.
fuck because I'm old. Awesome. And it's a fucking witch planet as well. Very cool. However, kind of fucked up that Ahsoka asked these whales to go visit like a bunch of their
I know.
dead
I
relatives.
thought of
in
that
the final
immediately.
resting place.
Yeah. Like
Do you
also
think she
like
didn't know? She didn't know, right?
no, there's no way she could know. It seemed like they knew legends about it through like Night Sister stuff, and they were, Elsbeth was being spoken to by the Night Mothers or whatever. Ahsoka probably does. If she knew, that's a little fucked up. Because people who are also saying, I saw on the Star Wars Reddit, like when Ahsoka gets there, she's gonna look at the whales and be like, all right, kill yourself. Like what's going on there?
We're good. Guys, do whatever you do around these parts. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're asking us to
Like,
kill ourselves.
do the whales know that she's got to get back? Like, is that their final resting place, a journey that they get to, and eventually they're like, all right, we're too tired to get back. We're staying here. I don't know.
That would be a bad beat. That would be a very Star Warsy thing. Like you just see the last elephant drinking the Kool-Aid, falling on the ground, and being like, "Oh shit, this is fucking the Suicide Forest that Logan Paul or Jake Paul, one of the Pauls went to." That's
Logan. Yeah, it was Logan.
With a goddamn, what was it, the Shrek hat? One of the most absurd images I've ever seen.
It was the claw. It was the claw.
Oh,
he had the alien from Toy Story.
It's just
that was bad.
Preposterous story. So yeah, a tough break. It's one of those things where she like asks them, and all the whales looked at each other and were like, that's kind of, and she probably felt the mood. And as a Jedi, you should feel that kind of, you should feel awkwardness with the Force. You should be able to feel that. And they're just like, oh no, it's okay. It's like a little kid who didn't know he just said something that was very offensive. So I'm sure they're all right with it. But man, that has to feel weird as you see like fragments of whale ribs just fucking floating past your head as you're going into the planet.
As soon as they come out of hyperspace, just that like, oh no. So they do head down onto the planet on this little tiny gold ship. The gold ship to me looked like it was like a paper airplane, almost like a golden paper airplane, the way it goes down.
Yep.
There's giant Night Sister statues, 3 mothers that they meet with down below. And the Night Sisters or the Night Mothers have been reaching out to Elsbeth, as I mentioned, maybe through dreams or through visions or voices or something. And they mentioned they smell Jedi. And I think this is assumed to be Sabine because they immediately pointed on Sabine and they say, they call her an it. It smells like Jedi. Get it in prison, whatever. Get it restrained. Part of me was like, is any part of them smelling Jedi on Baylan? And they're getting mixed signals, because we think maybe Baylan can come around and turn on Elsbeth. His ideals don't seem to align with hers completely. But Sabine is jailed. Baylan, again, doesn't love this because he feels like he's breaking his word. And he talks a little bit about Shin and the next generation. It seems like he really does care about his apprentice. He's not one of these power-hungry people necessarily. He's just trying to build the next generation. In this, I gotta admit, there were some pretty bad volume scenes, I thought. There were a few scenes outdoor that I thought were so clearly filmed in the volume where like they had fans blowing Baylan and Shin's hair, but the lighting was just not lining up. Yeah.
So I probably had it low. I'm a fucking closed caption guy, and even if I don't need to read them, the eyes just go directly there, and I'm too lazy to turn them off if I don't think I need them. This was another episode where it's just like, I am so fucking mad. This Baylan actor is dead. He is so fucking good, and even if we get another actor, he's just nailing the role. So it's like I don't even know if another actor could even do a good job of it. What do you think Jedi smells like?
Ooh, great question. You gotta throw like some kind of like, does it smell like welded, like a welder almost? Because I'm thinking like the lightsaber igniting, the metal igniting, something like a welder. I would say.
I'll tell you what Jedi smells like. It smells like potpourri, little granola, maybe a little hint of homeless person. They're fucking hippies. The Jedis are hippies. True. What does a hippie smell like, Robbie? Weed?
Probably
smells
not
like weed. Yeah. They smell like weed. Let's call it what it is. It's like someone's smoking weed right now. Sabine was probably smoking weed on the way there. She definitely.
Hey, if any of them were doing it, Sabine was.
Sabine was the one doing it. Like,
she's the artsy fartsy creative one. Like, yeah, she's smoking.
She's in the jail, and you just see like Baylan goes and just hits it and passes the joint through like the bars or whatever of the jail. I could see that. And I did kind of think the same thing with Baylan, where it's like, is this going to be the redirect where he does have that Jedi in him? I think he's pretty happy, very much like, nope, right dab in the middle. I ain't Sith, but I'm not Jedi. And I actually like that about him. I do also love that there is a chance that it's like he just has the old Jedi smell on him. It's like when you leave a friend's house and they still smell like their house, which is one of the weirdest things. Little U-turn on a little quick left turn on the podcast right now. How everyone's house has a smell to it, and you can't smell it unless you go on like a week trip and you come back. You're like, oh, this is what our house smells like. Is one of the things that is just one of the weirdest, unexplained. I'm sure it's been explained, but just like mysteries of life, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And the fact this guy probably still has the little Jedi temple smell on him from fucking like 40 years ago. I kind of love that.
I remember like going over friends' houses and like it could be a friend's house you hadn't gone to in literally years. And the second you walk through the door, you're like, oh yeah, that's this smell. I mean, Disney, when we went to Disney, that was the first thing I said when I walked into the hotel. I was like, I haven't been here since I was 4. And this smell just triggered like a nostalgic bone in my body somehow. Very strange how that works, but smells take you back sometimes. Sometimes I'll catch a whiff and I'll be like, that smells like kindergarten.
And they've literally at Disney pumped like certain smells into certain parts to trigger that for you. And I think in our hotel, they literally did that. So it is funny how that.
I want to get a Disney candle. Do they sell those that just makes your house smell like Disney?
So you can get, from what I've seen, you could get the one of the hotel we were at, was it the Floridian? You can go to Pirates of the Caribbean where it's like that bromine smell.
Oh,
you can go,
I'm so in on this.
Yeah. There's a smell to Space Mountain. And I could not find a Space Mountain candle, but that smell is one of my favorite smells in the world because I just used to love that ride when I was a kid. And I'm like, I'm looking all over for like a maniac, and I could never find it. So it's like, fuck it. But yeah, there smells. I can tell you right now, I could take a 1,000 smell test, and I can tell you like some of my best friends' houses and be like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
And if they all smell kind of the same, I could be like, nope, that's not it. That's not it. Boom, that's perfect. So the fact that there is still a Jedi smell, which I'm telling you, is just weed, a little bit of like crunchy granola, potpourri kind of stuff. It's nothing.
Oh my God. Do you think they've ever used like their lightsabers to light a bong?
The dude with the long head does that all the time. I don't know his name, but
Mundi.
He has he's a beard, right? He's a big beard. Yeah. That guy is lighting his lightsaber to light that bong, and
they could like, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? That's what he says in the prequels. Yeah, it's great.
They could definitely make their like weed smoke too, like animate as because they have like force and shit.
They
like,
tell stories with it and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Yoda. Like that, there's also the side of Jedis that smell like Yoda, and he smells like dirt. He smells like fall in like late October where it's damp. The leaves have been out for a while. There's mud around. That's a little Dagobah Yoda I'm thinking of, but yeah, that's part of the Jedi as well. A little earthy.
I love it. Another thing I love is Factor. With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for your jam-packed days. And Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Adjust your stride this autumn without missing a step. Choose from 34 plus weekly flavor-packed, fresh, never frozen meals, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. I love Factor. I truly order this stuff weekly. I used my promo code the first time, and now I just keep ordering it because I can't get enough. The stuff actually fills you up. It's actually delicious. And like they say, there's a lot of variety in it, so you never get bored with the meals. With Factor, you can rest assured that you're making a sustainable choice. We offset 100% of our delivery emissions, source 100% renewable electricity for our production sites and offices, and feature sustainably sourced seafood in our meals. This September, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered right to your door. Ready in just 2 minutes, no prep, pop these in the microwave. They're the best. Head to factormeals.com/ I think we got sent the wrong promo code here, Clem. I'm going to be honest. Head to factormeals.com/LCB50 and use code LCB50 to get 50% off. That's code LCB50 at factormeals.com/LCB50. That's definitely the Lights Camera Barstool promo code and not the My Mom's Basement promo code. But that was the one sent to us. So that might be the one we want to use this week. I don't know.
One more time, give me the URL for the people at home.
The URL is factormeals.com/LCB50 and use that promo code LCB50.
Yep. So do that because I tried to put an MMB50 and it didn't work. So you know what? We're gonna take care of the boys today. We'll take care of the big time movie boys. I just had my match on the dozen, my second round match against Kenjack. So it's nothing but love right now between the basement and the lights, the camera, and the Barstool boys.
It's true. And if you're listening to this today on release day or even later, I was on Lights Camera Barstool today to talk about Ahsoka. So if you want to hear me repeat some points and talk about the similar things that we talked about on this show, go listen to Lights Camera Barstool. It's with Jeff and Robbie Goochman, though, so it's a little different.
If you want to listen to people that know what they're talking about, more importantly, and now listen to me, listen to that episode.
All right, but
they will not be talking about the smell of people's houses, lighting bongs with lightsabers, stuff like that. That is a My Mom's Basement exclusive right there.
That's right. Back to the show. Sabine tries to tap into the Force in her cell, and you see a little rumbling. You see a little dust falling from the wall, and you're like, ooh, maybe she's getting the hang of it a little bit. No, that's just Thrawn and his ship, the Chimera, coming onto this platform. And the way it kind of settles down onto the tower was very cool. Thrawn finally arrives in live action. He's been stuck in this galaxy for about 10 years with Ezra in the context of Star Wars. You know, it's been less time since that episode of Rebels came out. But we see his army as well. In the closed captions, they call them Night Troopers. Very cool name for them, and a very, very cool look for them, especially Thrawn's new right-hand man guy, Enoch. When he turns around for the first time and you see that gold-plated stormtrooper helmet with the almost samurai or Roman Empire face on it, holy shit, that was metal. That was awesome. They also have just a look and a vibe about them that isn't your general stormtrooper with a new coat of paint, which you get a lot in Star Wars. They actually have a pretty unique vibe to them. Thrawn's told about Balin. He recognizes the name. He actually meets Sabine. And he tells her, like, I'll allow you to search for Ezra, but we're fucking getting out of here. So you could just search here and maybe you guys can die. And he tells her straight up, he's like, Ezra might be dead, by the way. And I think Sabine is like, hey, if you're alive, I think he's probably alive too. And my favorite Thrawn line of the entire episode, he just walks up to her and he's like, you gambled the entire fate of your galaxy on that belief. And the way he delivers it's a word I mentioned before. It's chilling. That's how Thrawn kind of speaks. And he's the opposite. He's the anti-Darth Maul in that way. He's never going to do the flips with the double lightsaber and the crazy shit. He's just going to be lurking in the shadows and he's going to be out thinking you every step of the way.
That's a good point. So that was my taste of Thrawn. That was my little free sample, my little Dixie cup worth of Thrawn there. And I have to say it was good. It's like, that's another quick lifter. It's always fucked up how every time I taste a free sample, that food tastes incredible. At Costco, they make it in like a microwave. It's some reheated chicken breast that I would never buy in a million years. And then I eat them. I'm like, oh, this is like 5-star quality meal. And then I get it myself and it tastes awful. So anyway, that Thrawn, I think I'm going to get the full meal of Thrawn and it's going to be very good. I'm very excited about that. Seeing that Star Destroyer come, does he have a special Star Destroyer? Is there like Thrawn class or anything like special about this one?
It is a little special. It seems battle damaged from what we saw. Like a lot of it is kind of fucked up, probably from the Battle of Lothal about 10 years ago. But he also has that awesome design on the bottom. They call it the Chimera. That's the name of his ship.
That's right. Yeah, you guys told me about the design too. I remember that was like, oh, wait till you see Thrawn at the design. Like you guys were like schoolgirls talking about a kid they had a crush on. It was so adorable. But that made it move. See, just seeing the Star Destroyer in general. I've always been a big Star Destroyer fan. And then like you said, the gold-faced stormtrooper. We're having a little bit of character, personality in our stormtroopers here. They're not just all just carbon copies of each other without anything. I like that, even like the crack in the armor and stuff like that. And then, like you said, the gold-faced stormtrooper. Now, this guy's name is Enoch. Do we know Enoch from Rebels at all? Do we know him before he had a gold face, after he had a gold face? No idea.
First appearance ever of Enoch right here.
Okay.
Thrawn had like a different right-hand man in Rebels, and in the Legends, his totally separate right-hand man like eventually killed him. Almost, I think that's how Jafar gets taken down, right? By his own friggin' parrot. Almost one of those Thrawn takedowns. I don't know why that's the first reference that came to mind for me.
First of all, I love the reference. Second of all, though, it's incorrect, unfortunately. He gets taken down by his own hubris. He becomes a genie.
Honestly, I think I might be thinking of Return of Jafar, the second one, which I loved on VHS, and I know people really didn't, but I'm pretty sure that's how Return of Jafar goes.
Well, spoiler alert for anyone that was going to watch Return of Jafar. Me, however, I never watched those second movies of Disney movies because they're always just absolutely terrible. I've never seen it. I think that would be a fitting way to end, is that, the parrot, Yago, I believe his name is, and I only know this because
Gilbert Gottfried.
Sienna was just in Aladdin over the at the end of last year. It's the only reason I know his name. Very good Disney character. Kind of gets slept on because you do have so many other good sidekicks that are just like him, as well as like Abu. The good sidekicks are good as well. But yeah, spoiler for everyone out there. By the way, I used hubris on the fly. I can't believe I used that word correctly on the fly. The gold face. I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of, and I don't know if anyone else is on the same page. I thought of the Sons of the Harpy, a little Game of Thrones there. Remember they were the ones that like turned on Khaleesi and shit. I love the fucking Harpies, so I was happy to see it back in my life. So I dug that, and I'm going to just say it right now. I don't know much about Enoch. I am going to guarantee, capital G, September 20th, 2023, Clem guarantees Enoch is going to be better than Captain Phasma, because Captain Phasma, you literally can't be worse than Captain Phasma, and she was fucking platinum head to toe, looking cool as shit. This guy's has a little spice on him. He's a little dusty, but I think he's gonna be awesome, or at least better than her. Not a high bar to clear.
I think that's a good prediction. Speaking of predictions, when it comes to this army, I'm seeing a lot of speculation that this is a dead army reanimated by the Night Sisters or Night Mothers. If that is the case, I think that would be so awesome. And going off what I said before, instead of just, trotting out a new army of stormtroopers with a new coat of paint, which Star Wars has done over and over and over again at this point, if there's zombie stormtroopers, that would be awesome. And there's a little bit of like visual evidence to this in that their armor's all fucked up and they're all wrapped in red cloth, which red you associate with the Night Sisters immediately, or the Night Mothers. I think there's a very good chance Thrawn is running a zombie army here, which is fucking metal.
That's also feels like a war crime. But again, these wars have so many war crimes in them. I don't think anyone, like when you blow up a whole planet, I think like war crimes are out the window at that point. Everything's a war crime that these guys commit. That's good. I would also love it if like you shoot the stormtrooper, and since they're zombies, they just like keep coming at you. Like you can't fucking kill these guys, right? Until
that would be awesome.
Yes, the lightsaber them in the gut, and then they turn into smoke. But everything other than that, okay, I'm down.
Well, and people were saying is the smoke guy Marek a precursor to these guys to kind of introduce the idea of Night Sisters reanimating bodies?
Yeah, like Marek, they probably gave him made him a 99 overall for what they could do in Madden. But these guys are probably they're stormtroopers. They're like they 50. We have to make a bunch, so you can't make them as awesome as Marek was, even though he kind of stunk looking back. But they will have a little extra. I'm hoping a little something extra to them, because I'm sick of the same old Xerox stormtroopers, which I guess was kind of their charm until the 100th fucking content series we had. I was like, all right, we've had enough of them. Speaking of the Night Sisters, cool name. This was also, they are in general kind of where I'm tiptoeing to being like, this is a part of Star Wars that is bigger than my brain can handle. And it's just a lot, because I think when you get into the Night Sisters, you start dealing with the actual Force and the magical sides of whatever this galaxy. And that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. I also saw there was some talk about Anakin and if he's part of the god, and then there's these gods of the Force. That shit's, if it gets introduced, I'm just telling you, Robbie, me and half the people listening who are casual fans, it's a lot to take in. And now, luckily for me, again, got my Thrones, I got my sci-fi. I'm known to dabble in stuff that has magic. But those chicks doing weird shit is going to be very weird. They actually reminded me of the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which, by the way, is a fucking really good movie. Everyone should watch it. It's funny. It's much better than I ever imagined it would be. After hearing it was much better than you would imagine it would be. There are these red witches in it, and that's the only reason why I think I can kind of take these witches and I'm ready for what they're about to fucking unfurl on my ass.
Yeah, you mentioned the possible Force god thing there. In Clone Wars, Anakin eventually goes to this planet called Mortis, where there is a father, a daughter, and a son. The daughter representing the light side of the Force, the son representing the dark side. He tries to bring Anakin to the dark side by showing him his future, basically. And then the father kind of being the all-knowing god of the Force. There's some speculation that Anakin could eventually become the god of the Force, either the brother or the father. If they go there in live action, I agree it will be a lot for everyone to take in, because the Mortis stuff in Clone Wars is some of the only stuff. I would say the Mortis stuff, and then similarly in Rebels, the World Between Worlds, where even some of the animated fans are like, whoa, pump the brakes, Filoni.
Okay.
That's a bit much. Like for me, it's been so many years since the Mortis episode came out that I kind of like, it's just part of Star Wars canon at this point for me. But even for me, that's a lot. Talking about gods and the Force and who really runs the Force, who controls the Force, stuff like that. It's a lot to think about. It really is. So you're not alone there. You mentioned if the Night Sisters reanimating these troopers could be war crimes. I think it could be war crimes, but different galaxy is international waters. I think you're fine.
Okay, good. We are we're on
It's
the
like
same
maritime
page.
law. Is
We're good. Yeah.
That's what they call it, right? Yeah.
Yes, perfectly well said. And listen, again, we're in this together. Even Robbie, it's a little much for him. And I guess like it is.
I don't think they're gonna go there, by the way. People are speculating that Anakin's gonna become the father of the Force and stuff. I don't think that that's where this is going. I wouldn't be mad if it was where it was going. I'd be fine with that. But I'd be surprised if they dumped that on everyone's head live action.
We got through the World Between Worlds without getting like they did enough to like I could be like, oh, that's kind of like this state that's not reality but not death. You're kind of in the middle there, and we kind of like got through it again here. So we're all gonna be all right. That's what I'm trying to say here. Everything, and even if it's not, we're in it together. We'll all figure it out. And I don't think they're gonna do that either. For the record, I hear stuff, I hear theories, and I'm just like, oh my God. But you know what? It is better than just being like midichlorians and we're talking about little fucking white blood cells and shit like that.
Exactly. So they give Sabine a howler, which is like this rat wolf hybrid type thing. And they tell her like, all right, go find your friend, have fun. Like, we're done. Our contract here is over. You brought us here and Thrawn is now discovered half because of you. So we'll keep up our end of the deal. She uses a Empire Strikes Back style tracker, looks around. She gets attacked by some raiders. Eventually, as a last ditch effort against these raiders, she does whip out the lightsaber. She looks a little better with the lightsaber. She's still swinging it like a baseball bat more than like someone with style and her own kind of style of combat. You could tell the Mandalorian weapons are still her bag when she's hitting, grapple hooks and stuff like that, drop kicks. That's a little more Sabine. But is Thrawn really holding up his end of the deal here? I don't really know, because he sends Baylan and Shin out to follow her, and he's basically like, hey, if she finds Ezra, kill him. And Baylan's kind of like, well, that's not our deal. There's already dissent between Baylan and Thrawn. He's not really brought it up to Thrawn, but I think in his mind, he's like, what are we doing?
You're dealing with a guy, like you say, he saying the J word around him is like, ooh, Jedi. So he has a problem with it. He's pure Empire. So that's going to be very interesting how it all plays out. And God, if he's the one who takes care of my guy Baylan, I might have to learn to hate Thrawn here. I'm going to be like you guys who seem to all hate Thrawn, despite him being very cool. Don't fucking touch Baylan. Kill the chick. What's her name? Shin.
Yeah.
Fuck, I couldn't care less.
Don't kill the chick. I like the chick. I'm a big fan.
The chick? Oh, Baba's a crush.
Listen, I saw a picture of her on set riding a kid's land speeder, like the one that you'd buy at Target or whatever, smoking a cigarette, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Badass.
That's like badass. In her Jedi costume still. And her and Baylan, we've mentioned it probably 3 weeks in a row now. They're Jedi, and you can't call them Jedi robes, but their dark Jedi robes are awesome. The medieval armor on top of it and everything. It's so badass. I think someone tweeted it might have been on the Star Wars Reddit. It was just a thread title like, oh my God, the amount of money Lego is going to make from this episode alone.
Yeah, God almighty. That's fair. Thrawn, I love Thrawn can just be like, I kept my promise from a certain point of view, right? And he did the line. But like, if you're Sabine, you're just like, man, you kept your end of the bargain. That's all you can really ask for. He gives you legitimately a rat from the New York City sewers, and is like, go ride this fucking thing. That thing was disgusting, but it was actually more of a brain than I thought it was going to have. And again, you can't really get mad. Like, everyone came through with their end of the bargain, and I just respected that. There is a time in Star Wars where everything was black and white, good and evil, and everyone had to do their thing. It's kind of one of the things I loved about Lando is that Lando, like, he kind of did what was best for him. He didn't just go with the good or the bad. He kind of had to sell his boy out. He didn't want to. And that was kind of what made Empire so fun, is I think the mix of the two. So I thought that was very cool. And like you said, she is much better with her. I forget she has that armor on. I'm like, oh, fuck, what is she doing? But then, like, the lightsaber ended up coming out clutch for her more than anything at the end, which I didn't see coming out at all.
You just mentioned Lando. Did you see the Lando news this past week?
They're going from TV show to movie? Is that what it is?
Exactly. Yeah. So Donald Glover's Lando TV show that I believe he was going to write with his brother is now transitioning to a Lando movie. This is one of those things where in Star Wars, I feel like we could take all of this with a grain of salt because of the amount of movies that have been pitched and proposed and started and pre-production has begun and then they don't get made. But if this does get made, I think making it a movie might be the right call. Like Obi-Wan was a movie originally, and they said, let's stretch it out and make it a show. And that gave us some filler and some stuff that wasn't so great. I've heard that the fan edit of Obi-Wan, where they cut it down to a 2-hour movie, is awesome. Maybe that's what they're doing with Lando. Maybe they're like, let's cut out all of the nonsense, all of the filler. I think Star Wars needs to go on a run of all killer, no filler, to borrow a word from Sum 41, all-time album there. I think they need a run of that for a little bit. And Ahsoka could be, a step in the right direction. If they nail the final 2 episodes of Ahsoka, I think this first season is going to be widely, widely praised, especially in hindsight.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened in the first 2 episodes of this series, to be honest with you. So they're good now as long as they land it. I really want to see this 2-hour Obi-Wan cut to see how well it is, because I never want to rewatch the show Obi-Wan. I just have a bad taste in my mouth whenever I think about it. I also then want to watch a 2-hour cut of nothing but the Leia chase scene in the woods, just to laugh my ass off at how ridiculous it was. And then this, I think I said it with Marvel. I'd rather, listen, my time is not valuable. I'm sitting at home, I'm working, I'm blogging, I'm editing, whatever it may be, I'm podcasting, but I will pay $15, $20, whatever the movies cost these days. Plus, let's be honest, the popcorn is another $10. I'll probably sneak in a water. So we're looking at $30. $30 to not have to spend an hour 6 to 8 to 10 times watching a show that's going to end up being mid at best is an absolute L for me. I'll take it. I'll go to the movie theater, still spend 2 hours of my time, and then live with the money and the time that I wasted. I'd much rather do that than draining me every single week where I'm like, oh, maybe this is a week Obi-Wan gets better. And I'm looking like there was 4 cool Darth Vader parts and maybe a few other things. So I consider this a win. I love Lando. I love Donald Glover. I think it could all come together. That being said, he was also part of fucking Solo, and I did not like that movie. That was kind of like
He's a good part of Solo, though.
He is. It's like the best part of Solo, some would say, right?
By far, yeah. So I agree with your point, though, as far as TV versus movies. You just saying that made me think, well, Solo is my least favorite Star Wars movie ever, and I'm still probably more likely to go back and rewatch Solo than I am to go back and watch, say, the entire season of Book of Boba Fett. And I didn't even hate Book of Boba Fett at all. But just looking back, I think it's a much easier to digest, easier to consume thing when it's a 2-hour, hour-and-a-half movie, whatever it may be.
And that's the other thing. Do not make it 2 hours and 45 minutes. Give us 2-hour movies. I don't know where those fucking where 2-hour movies went. It seems like it's either 90 minutes or it's
Dude, I just rewatched Fargo, and Fargo's 90 minutes, and they get so much done. It's a perfect movie, literally perfect, that it made me think why doesn't every movie just hit the ground running like Fargo does?
Yep. I'm sure the guys on Lights Camera Barstool can explain the differences in movies, now versus 10, 20, 30 years ago. But at some point we lost our way, and it has been lost for a while. And I mean, that was the perfect way to see Barbenheimer, is we saw a 3-hour epic and then we saw a 90-minute brainless movie. I'm saying in the nicest way possible. I don't want any of my coworkers to get mad at me.
Yeah.
And it was oh, okay, there can still be 2 different movies. But again, maybe
it's
more so
there can be
enough. It's more so the Star Wars and the Marvel genres. It's everything has to be 2:45, and it's just so bloated. I just think of Ant-Man Quantumania. I'm just end this movie now. So, all right, Donald Glover, you show me what you can do, baby. And he's writing it, you said?
Him and his brother, I believe. Yeah.
We're fine. If he's in charge, we're fine. Until Mickey gets his fucking fingerprints on it, until then, we'll be fine. It just depends how much the mouse changes.
So Balin and Shin, Balin actually calls Sabine a Boken, which is kind of a cool thing. It's a term for a Jedi trained in the wild. Our guy Heavy Spoilers pointed out that Boken is a wooden training sword for samurai. So being a wooden sword, it's kind of wild. It's out in the wild. And Balin says he wants to make something better. He's like, I want to make something better, the next generation, maybe a new Jedi Order. Maybe he just wanted to get so far away from the Empire that he wants to start a Jedi Order on this planet. I'm not really sure, but he feels something stirring on the planet. Thrawn also mentions in this episode he has dwindling forces. He's like, our forces, we don't have enough troops to fucking send out there. Is there a chance Thrawn has been fighting something off on this planet that, like, he's been at war on it and he's trying to escape because of that, half because of that? They're approached by different raiders, though, and we don't really get to see what happens with them, while Sabine comes across these rock people that we call the Newtie, or the Nutty. The Newtie? It's Nuti.
No, we call them rock turtles, Bob. That's what I call them. Oh, look at those rock turtles. They rule. I like them. They seem fun and cute, and I hope that I do not learn to hate them like I hated some of the things in the sequel trilogy, like porgs.
No, more Ewok-y, right? Yeah, you didn't learn to hate porgs, did you? You don't hate porgs.
Well, I don't hate porgs. The hurt in your
porgs
voice.
Are great.
The hurt in your voice. They're great, but they're in movies that I do not like. So it's like I see them and I think the movies. I don't think anything else but the movie. So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. We'll get past it. We'll be fine. These turtle guys, though, they're cool with me. I don't think we're going to have any Ahsoka deep-seated hatred of the series based on like how it finishes. So I love these turtle guys. You like the turtle guys, right? The rock turtles?
Oh, I love them. They remind me of the turtle or the rock people from Frozen.
Yep. I was in the same
thing.
Yep. I was the little trolls.
And I like those guys too. Those guys are great.
They
bring the person back to health. Is it Anna they bring back to health when she gets frozen?
It is Anna. It is Anna. I think we have to go with the soft A. We might get canceled if you go Anna. I believe it's Anna.
Was it Anna?
I don't want to offend the Norwegian contingent here that are listening to the podcast. So it's Anna and Elsa. And that was thanks to my nonstop Frozen watching with a little daughter that came out right around the time Sienna was born.
Yeah, so these rock people, though, they kind of get their fits off. They got like nice clothing and everything, and a necklace that Sabine is like, "What's that necklace?" And they show it's a rebel necklace, and they're like, "Oh, we know Ezra." They don't speak English, but they're like, "Ezra Bridger, Ezra Bridger." So she follows them. It's a nice little like friendly scene. Went on a little long. I felt like
agreed.
Her with the rat wolf thing going back and forth. But eventually they do bring her to Ezra, and there's a great reunion scene where they're back. Ezra has a full beard now. Ezra kind of looks like his dad looked in Rebels, which we never met his dad. We just saw a picture of him. But really cool reunion. He has her pack up and move with them because they got to move to a new location. They can never stay in the same spot for too long. Another thing that makes me think maybe Thrawn is at war with something out here. It's not just the Raiders that are after these guys. What did you think of Ezra, your first time seeing him? It's not like you get a ton of him here. But likable guy?
Likable guy. I'm a fan. He actually, as I just say this about the Porgs, he reminds me of Finn a little. Is it Finn?
Poe?
Poe. He reminds me of Poe. A little bit. And again, nothing against the character or the man. It just has a bad taste in my mouth from that stuff. But in terms of the character, cool with him. Seems like you guys like. Where does he stand in the Ahsoka, in the Rebels, in terms of like favorite characters, cool characters, badass characters? Is he like, I imagine Ahsoka's number one, right?
Yeah, yes.
And then is he like a tier below?
Yeah, he could be number two on because he's the main character of Rebels, really. He's like the guy in Rebels.
Oh shit. So we've been looking for the main character this whole time. Yes. This is the stuff that I need that I am happy I am learning now that I had no idea. I figured we were looking for like a really good supporting character, like a Draymond Green. We're not looking for like you're telling me this guy's Steph, or maybe
looking for Steph.
But no, we're fucking KD for that year. No, we're talking fucking Steph. Woo, boy.
And he goes from being like kind of a naive kid who's interested in this stuff to becoming pretty badass. Like by the time Rebels is over, he's the one that makes the call to connect with the Purrgil and send himself and Thrawn out to this new galaxy just to save his friends and everything. And he has Kanan Jarrus, Freddie Prinze Jr. as his master through this whole journey. He is really badass. His first lightsaber is actually something he built himself, and it's the first like blaster lightsaber. So it's like a lightsaber with a hilt, and then it has another part on. He could shoot with it as it goes up. It's pretty fucking sweet. That one gets destroyed. Now Sabine has his lightsaber. The one she's been using is really his.
Okay. So, because I was going to say, if this guy has a fucking blaster lightsaber and this is the first I'm hearing of it, I'm going to be pretty upset. The fact it's destroyed, I'm no longer upset that it skipped your mind. I still wish I had known about it because I'd be like, we got to find this guy Ezra. We got to find his blaster lightsaber. Like, that's like the Han Luke special because Han hates fucking lightsabers and, or who is it? Obi-Wan doesn't really, the rudimentary,
Yeah, he throws it aside.
Blast there. He has nothing for this fucking shit.
Uncivilized.
How close are Sabine and Ezra extra close? Like, there's like, are they the friends that are okay? So she went across the galaxy, but it's not like everyone would have done that. This is like her dude. So that's why she was the one who did it. Okay. So, that's why I knew you were going to come for me. All right. So we got that in the book. I figured that was the case, but just had to make sure. Did Ezra have a lightsaber that was also a blaster? Yeah, he did, Rob. You got to tell me these things. God damn it.
All right, I got to do a quick ad, cut the podcast off real quick to tell everyone about Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. There's a bunch of must-see events coming around this fall, not only concerts, but sports as well. Got baseball playoffs coming up. You got football, obviously, back Commanders, 2-0, pretty fucking good. And Giants won this week. We got a double happy week on the podcast football wise, correct?
Yeah, I got Nate talking trash saying that should the Giants start tanking for the number 1 pick because they're all banged up going into the Thursday night. I go, Nate, we're gonna have a better record than the Commanders when it's all said and done.
All right.
Don't offend my Commander friend here, though.
All right. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you never thought you could buy, and they'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find a better deal elsewhere. You can get limited time discounts with exclusive flash deals, and the purchase process just takes 2 taps and 10 seconds. Once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed, and the app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you could all get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to their website, enter your email, and redeem the code MMB for My Mom's Basement for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Go to Game Time now, though. It is truly the best ticketing app on the internet, and I use it all the time. Concerts, sports shows, everything.
And Bob, I have something that I'll be honest, I didn't even know Game Time did. I heard you just say it in the ad there, but I didn't realize it at first. The other day, I was talking to Sienna, and she had said how she wanted to see Wicked. And I said, you know what? We're going to do a Wicked trip because AJ did a Wizard of Oz, and he's obsessed with it, or at least was when he was in preschool last year. So we're going to do a trip to Wicked. And then I saw the prices of Wicked down in the city and said, we're going to use Game Time to go see Wicked. Yes. We're going to get those last-minute deals and go see Wicked. So the kids are going to love that. So can't wait to do it. Shout out to Game Time.
I love it. Back to Ahsoka, we end the episode with Thrawn and Morgan Elsbeth and the Night Mothers. They request to speak with Thrawn. He's like, what's going on here? He learns that Ahsoka's coming. They're like, the threads of fate have told us another Jedi's coming. And he's like, could it be the recently deceased Ahsoka Tano? He's one step ahead, like he always is. And they're like, yeah, that's her. And he's pissed. He's not really showing how pissed he is, but he says Balin is flawed. We have to look at that Jedi as flawed now because he told you that she was deceased. He wants to know everything about Ahsoka. He's like, let me know her master. Let me know her this. Let me know her that. Her home world. I want to know everything about this person. They're also loading up cargo during this conversation that very much look like coffins. I don't know what the fuck is in that, but they're like floating human-sized boxes they're loading onto the ship. And he has this line where he says, if a star whale approaches, destroy it with prejudice. That is just someone with a deep-seated hatred for those fucking star whales. And he tells the Night Mother, she's like, I'm going to require your dark magic, which I've seen some people pointing out as to like, he underestimated the supernatural last time with the star whales. And now he's embracing it and fully embracing the supernatural to the point where does he have a fucking army of zombies? Yet to be seen.
I heard that, and they said magic, and in closed caption, it had magic with a CK at the end, and I said, oh, no, this is bad. This is very bad. Like, you're throwing the magic with a CK, and you have to embrace it, and the super evil, brilliant militaristic mind guy is like, yeah, I'm going to embrace it, and I'm using the word prejudice. there's a world of pain coming for our girl Ahsoka and Hu Yang, and I'm just hoping they make it. Luckily for the whales, they're going to their own grave anyway, so it's a one-stop shop for them. But I can understand, like, imagine Thrawn, you're stuck in this fucking place so far from your home, and just all these whales are coming there. They probably like shit and piss, and then they die and stink up the place with dead whale planet cannot smell good. If there's a ring of dead whales around your planet, it has to smell awful there. So I completely, he's like, blow these fuckers up. Even if he didn't even have Ahsoka in it, he's like, just murder those motherfuckers. I'm 100% down with that. And I also have to shout out, I meant to mention this earlier. Our guy Balin, when he was talking about the Jedi, kind of had me fall in love with him again, because he was like, the Jedi, he's like, I don't really miss it, but he's like, he did like, you can tell he like had some good experiences there, but he knows how flawed they were. He's basically a Star Wars commenter. He's basically us. If only we could have Balin in the basement. But the whole thing about, he was in the Jedi Temple, it sounds like, when Order 66 happened, right? That we can kind of, put that all together there. I got to know, like, if fucking Anakin took a swipe at him or not, right?
I know.
He probably hates the fuck out of Anakin, and then probably hates Ahsoka because she's fucking Anakin's protege, right? There's some sticky situations beneath there.
Him and that Inquisitor from Obi-Wan would get along. They just both fucking hate Anakin from that night. Anakin caused so much trauma. Anyone that he let survive that night has like pretty much, that's changed the course of their life.
That'll do it to you. That'll do it to you. Murdering an entire temple of people, including a bunch of kids. Yeah, that'll do it. But yeah, 100%. Large said a thing about like getting married to someone. It was like one of the greatest lines. He's like, you don't need to love the same things. The true magic is when you hate the same things. And that's what I think the Inquisitor and our boy Balin, they'd be fucking best friends for life based on that. They'd be like, look at fucking Anakin, little Mr. Robot Body, they'd just be throwing some zingers at him. Like, you smell a campfire? Oh, it must be Anakin in the room. Don't worry about it. It's shit like that.
Now, let me propose something that you might be in on, you might be out on. It's a prediction / a hope / maybe this is where they go. I think to make Thrawn the villain that he was promised to be and the villain that we know he could be, I think he should kill a major character in the next 2 episodes. I'm thinking back to Avengers. I'm thinking back to Avengers Infinity War. The first Avengers, when Loki kills Coulson and that whole team has to rally around Coulson, the fucking bloody baseball card, that's a moment. That makes you feel something for the Avengers that none of us ever felt before. Makes you feel something for Coulson as well. Makes you feel bad for him.
And Loki makes you be like, this fucking Loki guy's out of control.
Totally. In Infinity War, you get Thanos doing something very similar to a lot of the heroes we love. And it's like, oh shit, this guy is not to be messed with.
To Loki, he kills Loki's ass when he's good.
Yeah. I don't know who the character is. My gut says Hu Yang would make a big impact on a lot of these characters. If Thrawn goes in and kills a 25,000-year-old droid, I think that could be huge. I don't think he's going to kill, say, Sabine. I think that would be crazy if he did. And this full season was almost like this was the last fucking part of Sabine's life. She put her life on the line to get Ezra back. Now they're all fighting for her. That would also be heartbreaking. That'd be crazy. I think Hu Yang might be the guy, though. I think you get to that planet, you split them up somehow, and you have Hu Yang go out, Thrawn jump back into our galaxy, kill a bunch of those New Republic fleets that were waiting around at that planet. And then it's like, oh, that finale, we got to get this motherfucker.
I'm with you, Bob. I thought Hu Yang was the guy. When you told me there was going to be someone, if I had to pick it, and he's been like, kind of like, been like, oh, when I used to always tell them to stay together. And when you were young and I used to tell stories and this, and I used to love when you tell me stories. Like all you got to hear is like, I'm one day till retirement. And then me and the wife are going off to our, lake house and we're going to be living the easy life forever. Hu Yang is cooked. Breaking news. We'll fucking put it on the YouTube video. Hu Yang is dead. I'm just telling you now. He's dying. He's fucking dead. We've been wrong about these things a million times. However, this one it's never felt so right. Hu Yang. I will agree though. And this is someone who has really no attachment to Sabine like you guys do, who've actually watched those shows. Sabine would be like the oh fuck moment where he just fucking, I was going to say puts a lightsaber through her. He doesn't hold lightsabers and she's already recovered from one of those fucking.
That won't affect her much. Yeah.
Make her stronger if anything. But yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I want him to kill Sabine because I want him to really break even pure evil to someone like me. It's like, I can't root for this guy now. That's why I don't want him to kill Balin, because Balin's my guy. But if he kills someone like that, who's a good guy like Sabine, it just feels like there's a lot more to the Sabine bone that has to be picked off. It would be we would have wasted a lot of time this season worrying about Sabine moving cups with her mind to then have her get killed. So yeah, I'm with you, Bob. I think Hu Yang, his time is probably up. He's probably told his story. And I'm kind of hoping now, could this happen? Hu Yang gets killed, Chopper finds out. I feel like there's a little droid connection there, and then I get to see the war criminal I was promised by you guys that has not showed up at all this season.
Chopper goes full Denzel Washington equalizer, takes out the fucking pistols, holds them sideways like R2 in the Family Guy special. That is the Chopper we need. And that's also maybe me saying Hu Yang could get killed is Chopper Rob speaking, being like, maybe we could get that droid out of here and lift up a different droid into that slot. Yeah,
I feel like 2 droids might be too much, right? Like
Chopper needs a big moment in the finale, at least.
Yeah, 100%. Like 3PO and R2 played off each other well. You really don't have 2 droids that really play off each other, like that can share the screen unless they're playing off each other. So I think that's what's gonna happen. This is the sick part. If he had killed like Jason, that would have been fucking raw. That would be raw. Like, but killing a woman or a child is really fucked up. That's if you want to really. But droids pretty much up there too, right? K2. Like
we love droids. I mean, he's the most devastating death in Rogue One.
By far, 100%. That's gonna be interesting. Rewatching that now after we meet these other characters in the Andor and being like, he might not be that, but as of now, he is. So I'm with you, Bob. You've heard it here first. My mom's base was September 20th. Hu Yang is muerte.
Nice. I've got a hashtag for the people to use this week. I think a decent one.
Let's hear it.
How about hashtag basement magic with a CK?
Yes, I like that.
And magic with the CK instead of black magic, dark magic, night sister magic, basement magic. If you've made it to the end of the episode, we appreciate you. If you made it to the end of the episode, we're 2 left. Next week is going to be the penultimate episode of Ahsoka. It's big. It's huge for the basement boys. The penultimates they might as well be the finales to us.
A little bit. I saw some people tweeting at us. This has like Event TV starting to come back into their souls, which again, we saw that Loki's going to be a Tuesday night, 9 p.m. I don't know if it's Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but it's 9 p.m. So we have the early start again, which is very nice. By the way, basement magic reminds me of blood sugar sex magic because it has the K at the end for the chili peppers. Don't your boy Clem? He was hit back in the day when he had that was a Columbia House purchase, I believe, one of my 7 CDs I got for a penny. So basement magic is a good hashtag, and there might be a little basement magic the next 2 weeks, depending on what Ahsoka wants to give us here. Wait, is that we're gonna have an Ahsoka finale followed by a Loki premiere? Am I reading the calendar right? Oh, doctor.
Yeah,
Disney Plus never been more back.
There's a lot of stuff for us to recap in the basement. You're going to be getting a lot of basement content. So make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Like the video. Do all that fun stuff. And comment who that Terminator guy we were thinking of before is, that James Cameron.
Yes, please.
All right. We'll see you next week for Ahsoka's penultimate episode.